So today I'm going to be talking about my locks. A few people have been commenting, asking questions about my locks, so I'm going to be answering some of those that were in the comment section, as well as frequently asked questions that I get about my hair. So if you want to know more about my hair, then keep watching. Throughout this video, I'm going to be placing pictures so that you can see the different stages of my locks at different periods of time in my life. I have some of the questions on my phone. I'm just going to be answering them for y'all today. So the first question I have is, how long have you been growing your locks for? I have been growing my locks since the summer of 7. So that's when I was 11 years old. Now I am 19. I've been growing my locks for 8 years so far. I decided to grow them in grade 6, so that's when I officially started growing my locks. The next question is, how did you start your locks? So I didn't start my locks myself. My mom started them for me. When I was 11, I decided that I wanted to have locks because she has locks and I love her length. So yeah, she started them for me just the exact same way that she started her own for herself, which is the traditional way of starting locks. So you would basically just section your hair. So let's say I have this much of loose natural hair, and all you would do is just twist it, and that's how you start traditional locks, and over time it forms the actual lock. It took about 15 hours over 2 days. Yeah, it took a long time, but it was so worth it. The first stage is kind of a rough stage, but after 6 months you really do start to see the form of the lock, and once you get to 9 months and 12 months is when it really starts to come together and you start to see the formation of your gorgeous locks. So going into a bit more detail of how my mom actually started them, she didn't use a lot of product. The only thing that she used was gel, and that was just to help the lock form and hold, because once you first get your locks started, and this is not the sister lock method, this is the traditional method of twisting your hair until it forms into locks. Once you get the form in the very beginning, you're going to want to use gel, because that's how it's going to kind of stick together, and your hairs are going to stick together more easily. In that stage of about the first 6 months, you're going to want gel. And don't use a lot of oils or anything that's going to weigh down your hair. You want your hair to be as light as possible and with as little product as possible. This is from my personal experience. All I used was a bit of gel. And I also waited a while before I would wash my hair. Just in the very beginning stages, like the first 6 months of when I had first gotten my locks, I probably washed my hair every 3 weeks or so. And that's because I wanted to allow time for my hair to lock without being disturbed with shampoo and water. And when you do wash your locks, when you're first starting, definitely wash very gently. You know, usually you're just like scrubbing your head, but when you first start your locks, it has to be a soft motion so that you don't unravel your fresh locks. Okay, so another question is, how often do you wash your locks? So like I said before, in the beginning stages, I tried to wash my hair every 2 to 3 weeks. When I was getting impatient, I just wanted to hurry up and lock. But now that my hair is obviously fully locked, I wash my hair once a week or every 10 days or so. I don't like to wash my hair too often because I find that it dries out my scalp as well as my hair. I like to retain the natural oils in my hair, and washing your hair more often than every week will cause drying, and it just won't be as healthy looking. Another question is, how long are your locks? So I haven't measured recently. Let me just show you in the camera. Okay.
1
pull my locks straight, it's right at my lower back. Okay, so I'm just going to give you kind of an easier view of how long my locks are. So my hair, this is a braid out right now, it's like a few days old, so I'm just going to stretch my hair and show you. That is 8 years of growth, and I'm going to be showing you pictures of how I started out. So if you're worried about your hair not growing fast enough, or you feel like it's taking so long, trust me, your locks are gonna be so long before you even realize. Like, I'm still sometimes like in shock when I look in the mirror and I'm like, what? Is that all my hair? So another question that I have is, how small are your locks? I'm just gonna kind of do a comparison, I guess, with a pencil or something. I need to go get a pencil. You're back. Okay, so this is a normal size pencil crayon. So let's grab one of my locks and do a little comparison. Okay. Can you see? My locks are about half the size. They're about half the size of this pencil. How do you prevent lint? This is definitely a good question. A lot of people kind of struggle with that with locks because it tends to get trapped inside. My #1 cure for no lint in your locks is not to use a lot of product. And by product I mean heavy leave-in conditioners, oils that you put in your locks after you wash your hair. What else? Too much conditioning lotion. All of these things lead to lint buildup. And I don't have lint in my locks because I don't use a lot of product. And obviously there's going to be like the occasional dust or lint that you get in your locks that you just like pull out, but yeah, definitely don't use a lot of product in your hair because it kind of attracts dust and lint, and then your locks are going to end up looking more dull. So I recommend after you shampoo your locks, just put a reasonable amount of oil or leave-in conditioner or mousse or whatever you use to moisturize your hair after. Just put in a reasonable amount, and I do have the size that I use in another of my videos, how to maintain healthy locks. So you can check out that video just to see in a bit more detail the amount that I use personally in my hair. Are they sister locks? This is another interesting question because of the size of my locks. They're kind of a little small for traditional and they're a little big for sister locks. But my locks are traditional locks, and I call them traditional based on the way that I started my locks, or that my mom started my locks, which is the twisting method. 3 years ago is when I started using the sister lock tool, which is just another way of retwisting your locks. And you can check out my video, how to retwist locks. I show you how to use the tool. And instead of retwisting my entire head, I just use the tool instead. It doesn't alter the size of your locks or anything like that. It's just another way of retwisting. The thing with sister locks is that it's created in a smaller format. So like each lock is much smaller just because of the tool. It gives you the capability of doing that. When you're twisting, people often don't go small just because of the method that you're using. It's just way simpler and easier to use a bigger size lock. Okay, and the last question for this video is, why did you start your locks? This could be an essay question like this. There's so many different reasons, but I'm just going to give you the short version. The reason I started my locks when I was 11 was because I wanted length, and no matter how many people may think that our hair texture isn't capable of gaining length, that is false. Locks are another form of natural hair, and that's why I got my locks. I just wanted to have length, but I wanted my hair to be all mine. I didn't want to wear fake hair. And a lot of people have different reasons as to why they started their locks, but for me the main thing was having length and staying true to my natural hair. And if you're just starting out your lock journey, congratulations. You're gonna really enjoy it. I've enjoyed every second of it, and I've had people questioning my decision because I was only 11 when I decided, and they thought that maybe it was just kind of a phase that I was going through and I was going to change my mind when I matured. But I've never not wanted locks. And just stick with your journey, and I know you're going to love it. And when you start to see your length, it's going to be crazy, and you're going to be like in shock all the time. But even just embrace this period now where you're just starting out, and this is the beginning of a journey where your hair is going to be growing. So just, embrace this short length. There are ways to style it. Make it cute, and have fun with it. It's hair. It's your hair. It's all yours. And yeah, congrats. I kind of want to start doing a Q&A kind of section with my videos. So if you have any more specific particular questions that you want to ask me, then ask me in the comment section below, and I will gather them up once I have enough to make a video, and I'll make videos specifically answering all of your questions. And don't laugh at my embarrassing pictures, okay? We all go through that stage. So don't forget to like this video if you found this information helpful. Subscribe to my channel. Oh yeah, and follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is in the description bar below, so definitely check that out. I also have a Pinterest where I post things that interest me. And I also have a Twitter, so you can also ask me questions there, but definitely leave comments in the section below, and I would love to make a video specifically featuring your questions. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful to all y'all out there. And have a fabulous, gorgeous day. See you next time.